Blue and Exile were at the same venue that we rocked at like the week before, and we were like backstage, and we had just seen their fresh tags on there and shit.
Yeah.
Shit was dope. We sent them pictures and shit. They're like, "Oh shit, you guys are in Denmark."
Yeah. Anyway, he was saying that too, and I was like, damn, that's like almost like my little doorway back in, maybe. You know, it's hard because going to Europe is like, it ain't like doing a show even in like, oh man, I went to Denver and it kind of sucked, but I can get home pretty easy,
for
bro.
sure, man.
You go to Europe, bro. And the first time we went to Europe, dude, the first time I went with LA Symphony, we came back $14,000 in debt.
Damn.
Real talk.
Damn.
Man.
Well, you're messing with big numbers too. Like going as a group, that must be tough,
dude. It was
bro.
5. Well, it was when the group was only 5, but still, that's still 5 people.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And everything that could go wrong did go wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like my homie Uno got sick over there. We had to pay for a flight to send him back home.
Oh,
so that was another extra expense. The show that was supposed to pay us the most ended up the promoter was 100% a total crook. Wow. Not only did we, not only was the show like completely, it was supposed to be this giant festival and there was like literally nobody there.
Damn.
He didn't pay us even though we had signed contracts and it was supposed to be thousands of dollars.
Damn.
So we didn't get reimbursed for the flight because it was in Ireland. So we had to fly to Ireland from over there. We had no place to stay. He barely put us in this hostel. Bro, they didn't even have towels, bro. We were drying ourselves with the pillowcases from showers.
I've done
and
that.
Had no blankets and just like laying in there like, we just got to get out of here, bro. Someone's going to kill us.
That's crazy, dude.
It felt like hostel, like the real hostel.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you're ready, we can.
Yeah, I'm good. All
right, word up. I'll do a little quick intro.
What's the story? Where you come from? Why are you here? What's the story? Where you come from? Where you come from? Why are you here? What's the story? Where you come from? What's the story? Where you come from? What's the story? Where you come from?
Yes, and welcome to another amazingly scrumdiddlyicious episode of Really Though.
Scrumdiddlyicious?
I'm your host, Mr. Jason.
Yep.
Although nobody calls me Mr.
Nah.
And this by my side is Cookbook.
What
Even
up?
though nobody calls him Cookbook.
Man, I hate that.
We're brought to you by Platform Collection.
Platform
You need to
Collection.
go to platformcollection.com and check out all our cool content.
Yeah, dude.
Videos, essays,
Yep.
and our sibling podcast, dude.
Totally.
Culture Sessions featuring
Yep.
Malathion Archive and produced by Spock Beats.
Spock Beats.
2Mix Hologram Radio.
2Mix Hologram Radio. Wait,
2Mix
what about
Hologram
the
Podcast.
Right. The podcast, dude. Come on,
Proof of
man.
Life and
Totally.
Status Escalade, hosted by Khalid.
Khalid,
Man, he's got
what
two
up?
podcasts.
2 of them, man. That's
Right?
crazy.
I know.
I know.
Orchestrated by Noah James and Lisa J.
Oh, yeah. They're killing it, bro.
Yeah.
I know. It's crazy what
Ghetto
they're doing.
Blaster by the homie Ricochet.
Ricochet, what up, though, man? What's going
Yeah,
on?
he's killing it, I know.
Tight, yeah.
And of course, Crappy Awesome
Yep.
with those other two dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. They're all right. They're pretty cool.
I check them out sometimes. It's pretty cool. It's not bad.
I
It's
know,
pretty
I know.
tight, you know.
And of course, Life on the Road with my guest today, 60 East.
60 East.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What up?
Platform Collection is killing it, man.
Totally, man. We
Got so much stuff going on. Why don't you
Yeah.
tell them about iTunes and
yeah,
all,
dude.
all that stuff?
So you can see us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker. And if you do, be so kind as to rate and comment.
Five stars, bro.
Yeah.
5 stars, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, if you could rate and comment us, that'd be great, man.
Yeah,
Just
some
leave
comments. I mean, just a couple
give us
of
5
comments.
stars and stuff.
5
It really
stars.
help
What's the
us,
big deal, right?
And please, why don't you follow
Yeah,
us?
listen, you can follow us on Instagram. At Platform Collection.
Yep.
Or on Twitter, just Platform Collect. They got rid of the shun. They
Why
wouldn't let us
wouldn't
have
they
the
let us
shun.
have the- I know,
You
why
what I'm
can't we
saying?
have the shun,
Or
man?
you can
Come
follow
on.
me on at Cookbook the PR on all platforms.
Yeah, bro.
Anyway, let's get the show started. You ready to get the show started?
What? Nah, bro. I was eating this cantaloupe, right? It
Cantaloupe?
was so good and juicy, man.
Oh,
I was
sounds
like
so good.
eating it, and I was like, man, life is crazy, right? That's what I was thinking about.
Dude, you were totally high, though.
Well, of course.
Come on, man. What were you taking?
Well, I was high out of my mind on DMT, of course. But
Of course
the
you were.
cantaloupe was sweet and juicy, man.
Of course it was. Everything's better on DMT, right? Anyway, let's get started with the show, man.
Yeah,
Enough
let's
about
start it up,
cantaloupes,
man.
bro.
Yeah, let's start it
Even
up,
though,
man.
I was on like...
No, don't go there, bro.
well, we
Don't
can
do
get
it.
into that later.
Yeah,
Let me tell you
that's
something
right.
right now. Really, those brought to you by PlatformCollection.com.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for supporting our radio shows and our
Yeah.
podcasts and our websites and all this stuff
All
we're
of it.
promoting, bros.
Yeah, man.
We'll see you later, man. Check out Burner Podcast, too.
Burner.
Yeah, really, though. Let's
Really
do
though.
this.
What's up?
And a 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4,
yeah.
go. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Really Though. I'm your host, Cookbook, and I just got off the 60 East to come here to hang out with my homie, 60 East. What up, 60? How you doing,
good,
man? Finally,
yeah,
bro.
I'm about to say, glad to be on the show. Finally, man.
12th grade, we were smoking weed. Yeah.
I remember waking up early to get fresh, go to class like Cam. I ain't know we had a test. Used to ditch just to go have a sesh. No lie, y'all. Yo, those years were the best. Not a stress in the world, just obsessed with the girls and representing your set to the rest of the borough. Remember chilling in the quad, posted with the squad and with bomb on the first dude trying to mob. Remember starting brawls all up in the mall and go steal some cans to go paint the walls. Back when I ain't know how to unhook a bra, and before the first time I got up in some draws. Back when they told me my flow was whack, I couldn't wait to record my first pro track. Used to rock a throwback Bo Jackson, I'd give it up all, y'all, so I could go back. Dog, I hooked up with her and I got her number, goddamn. Yeah, I remember that summer, thinking back on all the years took. I like to reminisce, y'all, looking through my yearbook. Yeah, I hooked up with her and I got her number, goddamn. Yeah, I remember that summer, thinking back on all the years took. I like to reminisce, y'all, looking through my yearbook. I remember all my boys from back in the days. We would ditch class and go pack some haze. Bomb on the first dudes, acting brave. Talking back when I ain't even have to shave. Used to ditch just to go fuck your school up. Breaking all the rules, that's the way we grew up. Got kicked out, I only went for a year. No need for school, this rap shit my career. Ignorant as fuck, wasn't planning for the future. And it didn't help y'all that the kid became a user. Friend got murdered, yeah, we went for they asses. And you can't learn revenge sitting in classes. Hard to be a kid, that's show enough. Homes is broken, so being at home sucked. Looking for the first hoe to get domed up. And to think I couldn't wait to be a grown up. Dog, I hooked up with her and I got her number, goddamn. Yeah, I remember that summer, thinking back on all the years took. I like to reminisce, y'all, looking through my yearbook. Yeah, I hooked up with her and I got her number, goddamn. Yeah, I remember that summer, thinking back on all the years took. I like to reminisce, y'all, looking through my yearbook. I was squabbing on the daily, getting down with the haters. I get jump on myself, never needed any favors. Messing with the girls, yeah, the kid was a player. Headphones banging the 36 chambers. Used to hit the store and go steal Bacardi. Every weekend, go crash the party. They all knew when my hood all came, and we used to get it popping at the football games. Used to go hard and not be home for days, and used to get by off a zone of haze. Thought we was cool at school, pitching the drugs, using my brother's ID to get up in clubs. No crew was harder, and that's on my clique. And I murdered every rapper that thought he was sick. If it came down to it and it was up to the heavens, no lie, y'all, I'd go back in a second.
Well, they're all a bunch of assholes, but you gotta think about it. We've had a lot of really good times right here.
Now, look, man, all I'm saying is that if I ever start referring to these as the best years of my life, remind me to kill myself.
I've been trying to get you on the show since the first episode of your podcast. I heard we started our podcast around the same time, and I listened to your first couple, and I was like, "Oh, he's on my shit, man. He's on that like helping people and talking about how to do this shit and stuff like that." And so I was like, "Man, that's really dope, man." And so ever since then, which is now well over a year.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get it together, man. But we're both busy, both doing our music thing. But welcome to the show, bro.
Yeah, man. Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Glad to be on here, man. I've been listening. Love what you guys talk about.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Well, if you've been listening, then you know that there's one very important question that I always ask on Really Though. And so I'm going to ask you right now. And it's probably the most important question we got on the show all day today, man. Are you ready?
I'm ready, man.
All right. The question is, really though?
Yeah, man, really. We here. We about to get it.
All right, man. I'm going to give it to you. The real answer is, really though. Just play, man. Anyway, man, if you guys don't know who 60 East is, he's a rapper that lives off the 60 East. But he's so much more than that. So I want you to just, the starting point for my listeners, just, for those who maybe the two people that don't know who you are, give them a little history. You can say as much or as little as you want. Tell them what you've been doing, where you came from, all that good stuff.
What's good, everybody? 60 East. I'm a hip-hop artist from the Inland Empire, Southern California. Came up in the industry. My brother's a producer, DJ. I started a record label when we were still in high school, so I started early on street teaming for them, just being around the game, picking up game from older artists. Fresh out of high school, you know, I landed an internship at a decent label in Hollywood, so I started learning the ins and outs of the industry. Got to meet a lot of big artists and got to learn the business side of things. You know, I just started applying that to my own career. And yeah, I mean, just ever since then, just been doing, you know, the independent hip hop stuff, been able to travel here and there, work with a lot of different people.
Yeah. Yeah, what I like about you and your story is you did some shit that, like, I was like, man, I never would have even thought of that. Bro, like that Craigslist shit. Like,
oh yeah, man.
I was listening to your story, and maybe you could give it just like a small version of that. But like, I was like, that is genius. I never even thought of that, man. But
yeah, dude.
Let them know what I'm talking about.
I had came across, I think I was working for somebody, like one of my older, like one of my mentors, and he told me, he was like, yo, Craigslist is a gem for the music industry. And I was like, really? I was like, really though? You know, I didn't expect
like
that. Yeah.
Like that.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't know any of that. So I went on Craigslist, started looking. I was like, where the fuck is the music stuff, you know? And then after a while, like I started figuring it out. And, you know, I met a lot of people on there. You know, I landed the internship off of there. I met my first manager off of there. I started booking shows off of there.
Dope.
When I went on my first nationwide tour, you know, we met a lot of people on there. And to this day, y'all still go on there looking for opportunities. And
really?
I know people that have gotten huge opportunities off of Craigslist or off of relationships of people that they met from Craigslist and just continue to build off them.
So what would you say for the, like, people listening right now, they're whatever, rappers, producers, DJs, video guys, like what's a couple of steps on how to use Craigslist that can
I mean everybody, all those people, like there's an outlet for you. Like if you're a producer, you just post an ad, be like, hey, looking for artists to check my beats out, post your links. You'll have, you know, artists from all different calibers hitting you up. Same thing with artists, like, yo, I'm looking for a manager, I'm looking for producers, I'm looking for whatever. You'll have people hitting you up. And then there's always ads for stuff like that, more so than posting like links or stuff like that.
Right.
More so you'll find someone looking for you. Like my boy that I'm saying, Kosha Dills, who I interviewed a few episodes ago on mine.
Shout out to him.
He landed a big placement off of a relationship he got because he found someone looking for hip hop. He found like a music supervisor.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, I need a hip hop sounding track. Any hip hop artists send me tracks. Kosha seen that opportunity, sent him his music. Made a little bit of money. I think his first opportunity was free, and then he just kept that relationship rolling. Made some money down the line. But just because of that, you know, you'll find those people on there.
You know, I think it's crazy because it's something like Craigslist, like when it first came out, people kind of used to say like it just is like an online garage sale. It just seems and people might discount that. They might be like, Craigslist, man, get out of here.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But yourself, Kosha Dills made a bit. You know, I'm like. And I like the twist because I'm thinking like, what do I look for on there?
Yeah.
But like, you're saying like, no, go on and post what you want, like what you're looking for.
Both ways it works.
I'm sure there's other stuff to look for, but like, I'm thinking of all the things that I need right now because I need like an intern. I need like some people like that I can pass some jobs off to and stuff like that, and I'm willing to turn that into even like a little bit of money, but like a paid position if it works out for the right person. And so I've been kicking around in my mind like how to find that dude. And like just now when you said that, I was like, I'm about to
dude. You'll find a lot of
Might be
college
some
students,
weirdos,
bro.
but that's what I'm looking
weirdos
for.
too. You know, you'll find
Am I gonna
college
get
students.
some dick pics from there?
Yeah, maybe, man.
I hope not, bro. I hope not.
I never got no nasty shit when I posted music shit, but like,
okay, good.
But yeah, I've had people hit me up, or I found people on there like fresh out of college, like, yo, I'm trying to get in the music industry. I want to manage artists, and you know, I'll hit them up and be like, yo, I'll take you under my wing. Like, maybe you can help me out and learn a few things.
Yeah,
help me,
that's
I'll
the
help
kind of
you.
guys I'm looking for. Honestly,
You'll find them, bro.
I'm at that point where like I have so much on my plate that I'm starting to drop like plates. That have money
got
on
you.
them, that
You
have
need
like,
those people, man.
That's money I just dropped, and I can't pick it up because I got all these other plates. You know what I mean?
You'll find them, man.
That's
Craigslist.
good. Honestly, mark my word, people. You might just see some cookbook posts on Craigslist
sure.
tonight. It might even be tonight, folks.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Craigslist. Shout out to Craigslist, man. So you started kind of in the industry as a kid, basically, with your brother. What he was doing. Is your brother still involved in music?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What's he doing?
DJing. He's a full-time DJ producer.
Dope.
He's had many deals. He's in a different world than me. He's like in the EDM scene
Oh,
and
okay.
all
That's what I was
that.
gonna ask. Like, does he produce shit for you or?
We haven't. I mean, we did when we were younger and like group stuff like that. Maybe like a year or two ago, he sent me a bunch of beats and he was like, "Yo, do your thing to these. We'll see what that leads to." And I just never did it. But like he's been growing, I've been growing, and now we're at the point where it's like we got to do something together.
Let me tell you something, man. I've been saying this for a while. I know some other homies of mine that are brothers that do music and stuff like that, man. And they didn't want to take me up on this offer, man. So I'm gonna present it to you. See if maybe you and your brother would want to do this. I think you should form a group, and I think you should call it Brother Fucker.
That's
you know
dope.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This shit is hot as a brother fucker. Just
funny.
let that swirl. Maybe you like it.
Yeah,
Give
I'll
a
pitch
shot.
it to him. We'll see what he says.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
He's
just
Hollywood.
an idea, man. It might not be
see.
that marketable, but it'll sound cool.
That's marketable as shit, man. You know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Brother Fucker.
We could have like the Step Brothers fucking artwork from the movie and shit.
Yeah,
That'd be
bro.
funny.
See, Brother Fucker. Just let it swirl around, man. You never know.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
My other homies are not. They didn't
didn't
take
see it.
They didn't see that vision, man. But maybe that's for you. All right, so tell us about your actual music, like your journey in like starting to rap. Because what you said so far is that like you basically were doing a lot of business stuff, like interning or working for labels. But when did you like pick the mic up and just like, I'm about to do this, or were you already doing that?
Yeah. Day one, man. I was first into my introduction into rhyming and stuff like that. Like I remember being like in first grade or something and like being at the library and we had to check out a book or something, and I opened a poetry book, and as soon as I seen the poetry, I was like hooked. I was like, this all the books I wanted to rent were poetry books, and my teacher was like, no, you gotta rent like some
other
fucking
shit,
and I was like, oh well, that's what I like. So I feel like that was like my very first introduction, and that led into listening to hip hop and like, oh, okay, people do this a different way, and then that led into starting a rhyme. And then as my brother started producing, he needed people to rhyme over the beats, so me and my cousin started doing that. And I've just always been that rap dude since middle school to junior high. I was the kid battling kids in
That's
class,
what's up, man.
and dropping bars on people. High school, same thing. And then high school is when it started getting serious because my brother was 3-4 years older, and their team was already making moves, like trying to get signed and releasing mixtapes and stuff like that. So that's when I started like really going in.
Yeah, you're like, I could do this too.
Yeah. And then around 2006, the main artist on our label, he got murdered right down the street, like a couple blocks down. And that kind of left me like out of the loop for a minute because everybody went their own way, so I had no one to do music with. So that's when I kind of fell off. And then when I came back is when I started doing the internship and then taking everything serious.
Right. And so when did you release your first record?
I was dropping mixtapes in junior high and high school.
So you've been, like,
I was
flipping
mixtapes in high school. That's
Dude,
how I got lunch
what's up,
money,
bro.
man.
That's what's up, man. I like that, man. So where do you think this sort of like business mind entrepreneur? Because obviously, if you're flipping mixtapes in junior high, middle school, etc., like something's going on in your brain that's not going on in other kids' brains. Like, where did that come from? Is it your parents? Is it like an uncle, a mentor? Like, what? How did that come about?
I feel it stems down from family. Like, my mom was a hairstylist, but she always did her own thing. Like, she just, rented her space at a salon, always like her own boss. She had a setup at my house, so she would have clients come, always wanted to be her own boss. Same thing with my dad. He did construction. He had his own little construction company going.
Dope.
Same thing, his own boss. So I always kind of grew up seeing that. A lot of my aunts and uncles also have their own businesses. So I was like, I always had that mentality. And in, junior high, I started selling weed. And it was like 7th grade, I got bought like a quad of weed. It was like $100 for 7 grams. And I was like, all right, I'm going to sell these for $20 each. I made $140. Boom, do it again. I pocketed $40. And I just, I always had that mentality. Like, I was selling weed for a long time, then that business mentality came from that. Like, so from everything, I was like, I always seen units and sales always made sense to me. Like, okay, I have this many grams, I can sell it and make this amount of money. So if I have this many CDs, I can sell it and make this amount of money.
That's what I was just gonna ask.
It just translates. It just translates right over.
So what's like a I don't know if you want to give away your trade secrets or whatever, but like what's like a business formula now? Like when you're approaching, because we're gonna get to talking about your new release, but Like,
Cool.
just talking about like your releases and stuff. Like, what is your? Do you have like a formula? Or like, what is the plan every time you approach a new release? Like to make money.
Okay, as far as numbers, yeah, I try to set a goal. Depending on how much we spend on the project, with the goal is always to try to recoup that plus.
Of course.
So some projects I'll release and my goal is not to make any money. Not necessarily not to make money, but that's not my focus. Like maybe this project is to just get on the road, or this project is to promote this other thing that has nothing to do with music, or I'm just gonna be focused on Spotify or Pandora money off of this shit. So that all just changes depending on where I'm at and what I'm trying to promote at the time.
But you have a plan for each, right? So for example, Spotify is super, like, that's where everybody's pretty much listening to music right now, I would say. So like, if you were approaching something where you're trying to blow it up on Spotify, like what do you do?
I would put all my promotion towards Spotify. I'd do Spotify, not competitions, contests. You know what I mean? Just have all my marketing, have all my promotion, have everything leading to that one landing page, the album on Spotify.
Right.
Yeah,
that's dope, man. And so, when you're approaching like a lot of this stuff, I'm sure not everything works.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh no, hell no.
So, what are some things that you've done that you're like, oh shit, like that was a flop. That did not work out.
Man.
Like, did you ever do something for, like, say, Spotify or like a CD that just kind of tanked or something, or like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, nah, bro, I've been balling all the way.
Nah,
really,
well,
though.
yeah, I mean, this last project I released last year, like, it was kind of old material, and it was kind of, I just had that feeling of, if I don't release this, that I'm not ever going to be happy about it. So I was kind of just like, all right, I'm going to put it out, not really promote it, and hopefully it does the best. And it did decent, because I mean, we did like some promotion on the back end of it, but as far as like the upfront sales and stuff like that, it didn't do good. And because I had a lot of people tell me, like, you're not J. Cole or you're not Kendrick, you can't just or Beyonce, you can't just release shit the day of and not do any promotion or anything and expect it to do it. And I was like, I know that, I knew it. But with that said too, though, I didn't want to do that much promotion for it because it was old material, and I didn't want to really push it. But that, I would say that, so don't think you're Beyonce.
That's what I'm saying. So you think going forward, even if it was like a situation like let's say you had that exact same situation again, but it's 2017, it's right now, with the same knowledge you have, would you do that again, or would you say, this is old to me, but it's not old to them, I'm going to give it the full push that it needs?
Definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Dope, man. I mean, yeah, and I guess that's what I'm saying too, is like, in this shit, like, when people see us, like, not that we're like these J. Coles, or, you know what I mean? We're not fucking Kendrick putting out, 2 weeks before, like, here's some songs, an album's coming, here it comes, or like whatever. We're like, obviously we can't do that, but we've had some successes. Let's just say that. A lot of times people look at what we're doing, they hear our podcast, they hear us out there, they see our videos, whatever, and they just think like everything's going great. You know what I mean? And everything is not going great.
Hell no.
What happens is that the difference between people who succeed and what I feel like I'm seeing in you is like, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to like throw some shit out there and have people say, who you think you are, Beyonce? You know what I mean? As long as you learn and grow from it. And so like, I've done tons of stuff where I thought it was going to hit. And it's like, this shit did not hit, bro. My whole beginning of my solo career was that. Like, I put I spent thousands of dollars, and I was like, but I'm about to kill it because I got LA Symphony fans behind me, bro. And I did all this stuff, man. I had t-shirts, blah, blah. Dude, it was like a very rude awakening, bro. I was like, I was starting over. There was no fans with me, and I should have approached it not assuming that they would just automatically be with me. I should have approached it like, I'm a new artist, because I am. Who cares about LA Symphony? That's cool. Fool, nobody knows you as Cookbook. Nobody knows who you're gonna be. You haven't told your story yet. Man, I printed up all these t-shirts, bro. It took me probably 2-3 years to sell those damn t-shirts. Man, I was like, I'm my ass on this. But you learn from it, and you grow. And like last year I had a great year. It was my best year yet. I put the record out with t-shirts. I blew through all those. So it's been it's a learning process. But I'm saying, like, I see that in you. Like, and so is that a conscious thing? Do you think, like, do you have these times where you stop and evaluate where you've been and make adjustments and things like that?
I think more so than I should. I do I catch myself doing that every day. Like every idea, I dwell on it for hours or days, even at that. Like it's chess, you know what I mean? It's not checkers. You got to look at every play. So I try to look at it from all angles. But yeah, I constantly reevaluate myself, reevaluate my goals, reevaluate what I'm doing. Is it working? Is it not? And the same book I was telling you about, prior to recording, he has this thing at the end of the book. Or
John Stewart, by the way.
No, not John Stewart.
It's not John Stewart.
I can't think of the name of the writer, but he has the thing where he says at the end of every year he spends a week in December not doing no business, not doing anything, just reevaluating everything he did throughout the year. Yeah. What worked, what didn't work, what am I going to do next year, what am I going to do better next year, and just focusing that. So I definitely catch myself doing that.
But like on a daily too.
On a daily.
Well, you know what? I think it's good. I think there's something called analysis paralysis, though.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we overanalyze, and maybe it's just because we just maybe are afraid, or we just don't really want to make that move. But there's also, like what you just said and what that comedian guy from the book says, there is that idea where you definitely have to stop what you're doing. If something's not working, stop doing it. I mean, that's just about as plain as you can get. If you do something and you didn't make the money you thought you were going to make, or you didn't make the moves, or you didn't get the likes or the whatever, don't do that again. Oh. It's on little ways and on big ways. You know what I mean? But I think what you said right now is so true. Like the kind of year end, like this past year, I did a big thing where I did a full teleseminar on goal setting. And I got, I wanted to help people set their goals for the year and like say, fuck resolutions. And, I think people are scared though. Like they won't admit it, but like to say, for somebody to really sit down and say, okay, I'm going to evaluate the whole last year. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna honestly look at what I did and what I didn't do. That's kind of scary, because a lot of us, what we do, we say, oh, I'm about to make these beats, I'm about to do this, and then turn the TV on, or there's a lot of time wasted, so then there's a regret sets in, and then this like, I don't even want to face that. So I'm just going to be like, yeah, I'm going to do it this year. But they don't really stop and make those plans. You know what I'm saying? Do you do that like on a yearly basis too? Like, and what are your goals right now, and how do you see them playing out? Like, do you have some overall goals for like your whole career and like monthly goals? Like, how do you do it?
Yeah, I have short-term goals, mid-term goals, long-term goals. I would say the long-term goal is, planning 5 years ahead. The short-term goals anywhere from like 6 months to a year, and then the mid-term like 3 years. And I mean, as far as this year, my goals was really focused on upping my social media, my social presence, my fan engagement. I really wanted to I told myself I'm gonna get my Facebook like page to this many likes, I'm gonna get my Instagram up to this many followers, and my Twitter up to this many followers. And I'm going to build my email list up to this many followers or subscribers. And that was really my goal for this year, aside from, everything else that I'm going to be doing. My goal is to capture those fans, engage those fans, keep them locked in, and have, because the whole 1,000 fan theory and all that stuff like that, I really wanted to follow that and, try and run with that. And I see, like we were talking earlier too, like if those numbers aren't there, it's a lot harder to get in these doors. Yeah. So I feel like if, I got those numbers up and really focused on engaging with fans and stuff like that, then, the support would build up, everything would build up from there.
I think that's so true. I mean, obviously everything starts with the fan. Yeah. Like if you're doing great work and nobody's hearing it, it's like if a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. So I think that's really good. Is there any anything you'd be willing to share, like tools or tactics of how you're building your socials? Like what type of things you're doing, or is it a surprise?
Let's see. I mean, just being active. I feel like a lot of people neglect their social media, and they treat their followers just like numbers. You know what I mean? Like I recently did this interview where I told him one of the things that I do, or that I used to do, was something that I got from Ryan Leslie, and he had this. It's called the smartphone app, or fuck, I can't think of it. Smart something, but anyway, he puts his number out, and all his followers, they'll text him, and then now he can lock their information in through that app. Like, okay, it says, fill out your birthday, fill out whatever, fill it out, and then he'll send you the link to his album. He's like, oh, yo, I seen you never peep the album, peep the album. Boom. Now he knows where that person lives. So when he's on tour, he can capture, he can contact that person.
That's some G stuff.
To the point that whole app is down to the key where it has your birthday. It'll automatically send you, happy birthday from Ryan Leslie on your birthday. You know what I mean? So that amount of engagement, increased his everything by so much percentage,
Of course.
And that app is $20 a month. And me being a broke rapper, I was like, not only do I not have 20,000 people that are going to text me, like I'll rather save that money, put it elsewhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe I'll have a couple hundred people text me. I can manage that myself. So I started putting my number out, like on
Your
Facebook,
real number?
my real number, or I would go to
homie.
like WhatsApp or one of these other apps, get a fake number, put it out, whatever, and I would throw it out, and I started getting people texting me from all over the country, and I was like, what the fuck, like this is crazy, But I started applying the same thing, like building with these people, like hitting them up on holidays, like yo, happy Thanksgiving from 60. People would be like losing their shit, like yo, my fucking cousin doesn't even text me happy Thanksgiving, and like you're some random rapper that I like or follow, like
Dude,
took the time
so
out of
dope.
his day to do that. So I started doing that and just building with people completely organically, and I started seeing them showing more love. I started seeing them telling their friends about me. I started seeing the numbers growing. And same thing, like say I have a show in Bakersfield, now I can go through my phone, look up the Bakersfield people and be like, yo, I'm gonna be in Bakersfield, like I'd love to see you at the show, rather than just going on Facebook and posting like boom and telling everybody that maybe you don't even have people that live in Bakersfield on your Facebook. You know what I mean? So same thing with the email list, breaking down your email list into segments where you can have people proportioned to wherever they're at. So when you have a show in Bakersfield or whatever, you can hit them up directly instead of just spamming everybody with the same shit.
Yo, that's really good, man. I think a lot of us out here need to learn those. It's so weird. It's like we're more social than ever with like the social media, but it's like we forget the basic ass shit. Like, hey, why don't you just say what's up to them?
Yeah.
Like we forget that part. We're like, yo, check my new album out, check my video, check out this Instagram post, check this out.
I always joke with people, man. I
man?
always joke with people like that. I'm like, yo, I gotta ask for a million things, like, yo, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me on this, share this, watch this, comment on this, fucking go here, buy this. It's like,
a full-time job for them.
Exactly. If you're gonna, at least take me to dinner first,
right,
like,
bro, what's
at
up?
least anything,
Yeah. No, I think that, and it is simple. Like, there's certain rule, like they're business rules, but they're just like human, like rules.
Interaction,
like, how do you get somebody to like you, man? Well, start by just being friendly, like saying what's up, like just saying hi. Remember their name. That's a good start. Like I've noticed that too. Like when, like. There's people that like, I hate, being a certain type of way, but like they'll look up to you or they'll be like, yo, your cookbook from LA Symphony or whatever. And I'm so like, I just treat them like, hey, what's up, bro? And like, then I see the point where like, maybe they've come to a few shows or done interacting with me. Maybe they're another artist who've worked with me a little bit and they see themselves like getting to know me. And I see the difference. Like, it's kind of amazing to them, and then it's like, whoa, this dude like is being so cool with me. Like, I try, and I think that's like, I mean, who am I? Who are you? We're just people too, right? And like, we're lucky that people give a shit about like some raps I spit or some snare I sample or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're lucky, and so like, I always try to approach it like that too. I mean, I know some people like their whole gimmick, if you want to call it, is that aloofness and that
out of reach,
like inavailability, and it does work for a lot of people. But I know it don't work for me, and that's not my, it's not my nature. But I see that difference when you just say, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, man?" Then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh shoot, like this dude is hella cool." Like,
man, I remember watching the interview of Logic early on in his career, and he always said, he's like, "Yo, I respond to every fan that I can now, because in a few years I'm gonna have a million fans and I can't respond to all of them. So while I can, I'm gonna do it." And not saying that I'm gonna be in the same situation, but I have the same mentality. I think if everything continues to grow.
When you look toward the future, when you say, "Hey, I know I need to be out there in that arena. I know I can do more than what I've been doing. I know there's some great music that I have within me that I haven't brought out here yet." Is that something that you begin to look at within yourself?
Almost famous, working with the legends. Got booked for a show named next to Kendrick's. Feel some type of way when the fans in my mentions and they tell me that they love me, my music and my message. Shout out to the fans, voted me my city's best. And I threw my own show at South by Southwest. Still in the hood, but put away the pistols. officials. I'm heading to Atlanta, I'm A3C official. Living my dream, can't even imagine this. Backstage smoking weed, sitting with cannabis. Fans going crazy, asking where the album is. And I just took a flight, sitting next to Alchemist. Toured the West with Joel Ortiz. And I just came home from a tour overseas. They know my name in London, Barcelona, and Madrid. And I never thought I'd make it this far as a kid. But we ain't there yet, but we almost there. The fans make us feel like we almost there. On a plane in the air, dog, we almost there. We ain't make it yet, but we almost there. We ain't there yet, but we almost there. The fans make us feel like we almost there. On a plane in the air, dog, we almost there. We ain't make it yet, but we almost there. Starting to feel like a rapper, every night is a movie. And I thought that I made it when I started fucking groupies. Life gets crazy when your dreams come true. Did the Red Tour with Game and a song with Blue. They ain't think I would make it, was expected to fail. But it's cool, I just got a royalty check in the mail. They all thought that the kid would be dead or in jail. But every album I drop, I see it up in sales. But we ain't make it yet, dog, we still in the basement. But at least I got my own Pandora station. Ain't got time to hear what the haters are saying. Used to rock for free, and now they pay me to play. Never thought I'd get this far. Rhyming words, was in the Twin Cities, sat and bought lunch for Murs. Got people I grew up with thinking I'm famous, and they all come up saying we made it, but we ain't there yet, but we almost there. The fans make us feel like we almost there. On a plane in the air, dog, we almost there. We ain't make it yet, but we almost there. We ain't there yet, but we almost there. The fans make us feel like we almost there. On a plane in the air, dog, we almost there. We ain't make it yet, but we almost there.
On calling it luck. Does it have my name on it? I don't know, but I'm gonna find out.
On all my shows and stuff, I tell people that all the time. I'm like, here's my social, could book the PR, hit me up, because I talk to everyone, and I do. Everybody hits me up, I talk to them. Why not? Why shouldn't I? It's the exact same thing. And it's funny you bring up Logic, because let's prove a point right now. He did do that, and he built what he's built, and he
cult following.
Literally, he's a millionaire. He just barely signed to a major. He was doing it all himself, right?
Yep.
Right before coming here in the morning, I was going through YouTube because I wanted to watch that new Star Wars trailer. It's freaking dope, right? I see Logic posted a video 16 hours ago, his new video, and it's already like well over 1 million views, bro.
That's crazy, dude.
So that lets you know,
Trip
bro,
out.
Logic works.
Recently did a fan tour. I don't know if you got wind of this, but on his recent project, he like selected like a couple hundred fans throughout the country. Dude, he rolled up to their crib, to their fans' crib, walked in with his new music, and he was like, "Yo, here's my new album. Like, let's listen to it." He was right there chilling at regular, at his fans.
That's crazy.
Exactly. And again, organically building with these people. What do you think they did? They went and told all their friends now, and it just keeps spreading. They
never forget that stuff. I was just telling, who was I telling this story to? I remember we were doing an LA Symphony show. There's one time we got booked for, to do some kids like birthday party, like their 15th or 16th birthday party, right? The parents, they lived out in Palmdale. They had some money. They paid us real good. We're like, all right, let's do it. Got there. It was like a pool party. They had like a nice stage, nice equipment. Like it was like a real show in this kid's backyard. It was a big old backyard, whatever. And like all the simple interactions, bro, like is what really makes the difference. And like I remember we were doing the show, and the whole show I kept telling them, yo, as soon as we finish this last song, we all jumping in the pool. And like they were like, yeah. But they probably didn't believe I was gonna do it, right? Yeah. And I was kind of thinking, shit, I gotta do it now. Yeah. But dude, so that last song hit, and they were just like on the edge of their seats, like, is he gonna do it? I'm like, yeah. And I just threw the mic down, and I ran, clothes and all, and just jumped in. I mean, obviously I took the phone out, all the shit out of my pockets, right? But what I did was, after that, like for at least an hour, bro, I was swimming with him, hanging out with him. I was jumping off the wall into the pool. I mean, the parents were like, it's getting crazy. But the thing is, like when we left, it's like,
those dudes are cool as shit.
Yeah, like I partied with them. Like I didn't just do the show and bounce, or like, you want to buy some CDs, young homie? Like, and I was having fun anyway. It was fun. But I've always done stuff like that. Not partly because it's naturally to me, but I know like that's for me as a young dude. If like some rapper that I like was like kicking it with me like that, bro, that would be, you never forget. And you're right. It's just like what Logic did. It's like those people are they're never gonna forget that. They're never gonna stop. Even if they're like you put a whack album out, they're gonna be like, it's all right. I'm still with you, bro.
Exactly.
I'm still with you.
Man, and a lot of times, I'm sure you've encountered this too, but a lot of the times I've met people that I listen to, a lot of people that I was big fans of, and the motherfucker's an asshole, and I'm like, I'm never buying this dude's shit again. I'm never sharing your shit again. Go to hell.
I know. It's so disappointing. and the difference could be just one little phrase, bro. Like instead of like not saying hi, just say hi. What's up, man? 60 East, I open up for you. Yo, thanks, man. That was dope, man. Thank you for doing that. That could have changed the whole scenario right there, bro.
The whole thing I was just telling you about being in Denmark with Devin the dude. I'd never met Devin before. Lightweight fan. I'm not a big diehard fan, but just how cool dude was backstage, the love he showed me and all that. I was like, yo, when he comes to LA, I'm not gonna hit him up and ask for the guest list. I'm gonna buy a ticket. I want to support the dude. Like, I have never bought a Devin the Dude CD, but now, like, since he released a new project and how cool he was, I'm gonna buy his new shit.
That totally happens to me too. Like when I encounter like artists that are bigger than me, even artists that are like on the same level as me or like lower. I hate saying stuff like that, but you know what I mean, like lower than me or whatever. Like when it, like how they treat me is an exact correlation to how much I'm gonna be into whatever they do. And I think people forget that too. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, not everybody can be like a Kanye, right? Who has these rants, maybe acts like an asshole, but you're like, damn, dude, the music is dope. I'm still in, right? I'm still in. I hate you, Kanye, but I love this music. Not everybody's like that. As a matter of fact, most people aren't like that, right? Anyway, that's really dope, man. And I want to just move it along a little bit. Tell us about your new album, man. I want to hear about this. Is it called Fan Engagement?
Nah,
I'm just kidding.
Man. It's the Freeway Series 2. This is part 2 of an EP series that I'm working on. The first series I released was with the producer from the West Coast named Omega, producing its entirety by Omega. So part 2 is producing its entirety by Feel the Pain, who's from Boston. So it's all East Coast production.
Dope, man.
Coming up, I've always liked how artists had, extensions of their brand in their series, mixtape series, like Lil Wayne had Dedication, Meek Mill's Dream Chasers and stuff like that. So I always knew I wanted to have my own series.
Yeah.
So, 60 East, I came up with the Freeway series, the whole Dodger Angel thing, everything, it just makes sense. So, there's part 2. My boy Phil from Boston, he actually, like, his dream was to move to LA and, do the music thing and get a job out here and be able to live out here. So I told him, like, I had a, spare couch in my house, and I was like, yo, come to Cali. You can stay on my couch rent free until you get on your feet. He came out here, did that, and, it took him about 6 months, but he landed the dream job that he wanted.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills. He's doing this thing out there. But in those 6 months, we recorded tons of music. I've never had the privilege of living with a producer, being able to work with a producer like every fucking day. So we got so much music done, and we split it into a couple projects, and this is the first one.
So is the Freeway series, is it a mixtape or is it an album?
I call it an EP. I mean, these days it's like,
EP. How many songs is on it?
Okay, the first one was 5. This one is 7.
Oh, so it's an EP. Yeah. I heard the first one. The first one's dope. I think you gave it to me, actually. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Maybe I bought it.
Hey,
who knows?
Thank you.
You were nice to me. You were nice to me when I met you, so I probably bought it, bro. Nah, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to hearing it. We're playing, we're gonna play some on the show here today. But so what let's get into. You got any features on the album?
Yeah, for the mixtape, for the EP series, like, I kind of wanted to just always do it solo, just because it's me kind of catching up the listeners with where I'm at in life,
Yeah.
But, we had the whole East Coast theme. Like, while we were recording this project and writing it, we had got put on the tour with Ari the Rugged Man and Afro. So we were on the East Coast, and, I wrote some of the songs while we were out there. And, so we kind of, throughout the project, the theme is that we're on tour, on the East Coast. So because the whole East Coast beat, sound, whatever, that's the theme of it. So we wanted to get a feature from someone in Boston. So we hit up a dude named Cam Meekins. Not sure if you're familiar with him, but he's coming up. He's got a real good name for himself in that region, and he's a real dope cat.
Dope, man. So just one feature.
One feature.
That's like, man, I'm doing the CB EP series, and like every like song.
Yeah.
Actually, with the Ev, I had 2 guys, but it was on the same song. So it was
I heard that.
all right, we'll let that one slide. But that's funny. Well, cool, man. So what else you got coming up right now?
After, I'm on the press run right now promoting the project, and then I just got picked up for a high school tour, so I'm gonna be doing like 15 high schools in LA County.
Oh man,
that's I think that's starting at the end of this month. I haven't got the schedule yet, but I think the first date's on the 24th. And after that, I want to tour the States, man. I feel like I've been neglecting my people in the States. Everybody's been hitting me up with that shit.
But I was going to talk about that. Like, I've seen artists, so I know you've had a lot of success in Europe.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's dope. And a lot of artists I've seen like go do really well in Europe. And hey, go where the money's at. Like if Europe's popping for you, you should. But it's true that I've seen a lot of artists that once had a great buzz here, and they start getting it popping in Europe, and then
they lose it.
Yeah, USA just melts away, bro, and then they can't even get 100 people in the room. No more. Like, damn, what happened? But then they go to Europe and they get picked up in limousines, bro.
Oh yeah,
thousands.
Especially for like shows. A lot of the older artists, a lot of the golden era cats, like they can't. Like the opposite though. They can't do shit in the States, but they go to Europe and they treat them like gods. You know what I mean?
Well, and then I'd say if that's the chapter of their career, they should do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I think building in the USA too, and a lot of these artists that are not golden age, I'm talking about like dudes that are doing it like we are, like they might have to like redo some of those sacrifice tours again. Free door splits, the sleeping in your car type stuff to get those fans. And it can be hard because you get in a certain, like you have a kid now, I have a couple kids. It's hard to just bounce on your kids and go sleep in a car for $20 a night, doing shows for sacrifice and make our ladies be like, yeah, that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So and that's why I think it's important for like when people build in Europe to like continuously build, like physically build at shows here in America too. Otherwise, it goes real quick, man. But I wanted to ask you a question about the high school tour. Okay. So how does that work, man? Like, are they asking you to censor your music or?
Yeah, well, this particular situation, I actually had a relationship with the booking agent of the whole tour. And she reached out to me knowing that like my music is already kind of censored. Like I don't necessarily cuss a lot in my music, and I tend to stick to like positive subjects and keep it somewhat positive in my music. And she knew that working with me over the past couple years. So she hit me up and she's like, hey, I want you to be a headliner of this tour. I know your music is good already. Like, are you down? And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. But for the other artists that are on the tour, they had to screen them. Like they had a whole screening process. They checked not only their music but their whole social media, like seeing if they're posting guns and shit. Like exactly. And that's why like on my social, I stay away from all that. Like I smoke, but you won't see me posting pounds and fucking guns and weed and shit like that. Like it just doesn't rock with my brand like that.
Exactly. Well, that's funny that you say that too, because that's another thing that I see in you and like artists that are being successful and stuff like that is that idea of brand and understanding not only what a brand is, but how to build one. So could you expand like from what you would say what a brand is and then how you're building yours?
Man, at the ASCAP Expo yesterday, they put it in a good way. He said, to identify your brand, pick 3 words that describe you best, or the 3 characteristics that describe you best, or 3 things in your lifestyle that describe you best. So the example he used was like a diabetic rapper. He's like, say you're a diabetic rapper, instead of trying to pitch your music to Rolling Stones, why don't you reach out to like a diabetic magazine, because that's your brand, that's part of your brand, that's part of the person you are, that's part of your lifestyle, that's part of the people that can relate to you. So say if another diabetic person is reading this magazine and they're like, oh, there's this diabetic artist, chances are they can relate to you, man. You know what I mean? And they'll be more prone to listen to your music. So that right there is part of your brand. Say if you smoke weed, blow that shit up like Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa sold his fucking rolling papers with his first album. That's branding. That's people that he knows that people that are buying his album smoke weed. So he's gonna be like, yo, here's this extension to help you smoke weed to listen to my album to, because I know that's what you're gonna be doing anyway. That's branding. So anything that identifies with you. Like for me, for example, I have a lot of tattoos, so why not reach out to Lowrider, or why not reach out to Solon or these other big tattoo companies that Solon has a whole record label, you know what I mean? And like I fit perfect with them. Not necessarily where I want to be or where I want to go, but that's a crowd I can reach out to. And then say if when it comes time to promoting a video or something, and it's where we're trying to look at, you know, who to put this video in front of. Put it in front of the tattoo people, put it in front of the weed people, put it in front of the, you know, I like shoes, I like sneakers, put it in front of the sneakerheads, put it in front of the people that identify with you and that are part of your brand.
So really your brand is just you. Like, really
that's everybody's
like
brand, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But see, and I know that, but I'm saying, like, a lot of people, it sounds so big and complicated.
For sure.
What is a brand? What the hell? It's like, dude, what is me? Like, what am I into? What are the kind of stuff I do? Well, you know, blah, blah, blah. And like you said, the top 3, I think that's a great way to put it. Like, what are my top 3 things? You know? And then also, I'm kind of been looking at, like, what do people want the most from me?
Yeah. Exactly.
So if you're looking at your, you could look at it from a social media standpoint, like what's going on your Facebook, what's going on your Instagram. You can look at that from your music. What songs resonate the most? What are the people looking for from me too? Because it's not inauthentic to do that, because let's say you have your top 5 things and like number 3 is what they're really feeling from you. That's still you. It doesn't mean you can't do the other 4 in your music or as part of building your brand, but like you said, diabetes is you.
Another thing about that is know who they are. Instead of knowing exactly what they like, know who they are, know how old they are, know what color they are, know their
that's racist, bro.
Know their habits.
I'm just kidding.
No, I mean
I'm just kidding.
Look at Tech Nine's camp, for example. They know the majority of Tech Nine's fans are white and live in white areas and stuff like that. So why do you think you see Tech Nine in Montana and cities like that where you won't see other artists that? Because they know that, and they know who they're marketing to, and they know the brand. Yeah.
What would you suggest for artists out there that want to build their brand? How do they know stuff like that? Where do they go to find out, like, who's my people? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it just who's on Instagram? Like, let's see his profile.
I mean, if you have a business page on Instagram, I mean, you could look at your demographics of your followers.
Yep.
Go to that and look. You know, you look at your age range. You know, my age range is 18 to 34. Those are the people that fuck with me the most. So that's who I'm constantly targeting.
That's dope, man.
YouTube, go to your YouTube analytics, go to your Facebook page analytics. You know, all those things break down your demographics. I follow. Go to your Pandora if you have a Pandora or Spotify. It shows you what cities your music's playing in. It shows you how old those people are. It shows you if it's mostly male, if it's mostly female. Some things even break it down to race and habits and other artists that they listen to after they listen to you.
Yeah, that's really good advice, man. And I think a lot of cats out there are not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, especially in hip hop. I mean, musicians in general, we're creatives, man. So we don't want the business shit like business, so numbers, analytics, demographics.
That sucks.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah,
you know?
I know, bro.
But if you don't have a manager, you're not signed, you don't have a label, ain't nobody gonna do it. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna do it for you, and it needs to get done. So
I feel you. I've had to go through so much change, especially becoming a solo artist. At least when I was in LA Symphony, there was a little bit of a team, and like you could kind of, but like, I'm a creative, bro, through and through.
Yeah.
And that shit makes me like, but I just had to learn and grow. Otherwise, I'm not gonna grow. I had to really identify.
One of the secrets I heard about that is learn to make the business creative, or learn to be creative with your business.
Yeah.
So when you start doing that, it starts becoming fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's very true, man. And I think a lot of people need to hear that, because, you know, where I heard we're not just talking about like rappers or producers or whatever. Like across the board, like whatever it is that you do, there's basics. You are building a brand. Even if you're just a person, you could even take like a dude who just wants a job, just trying to work for a company. He's still a brand. He can identify like how his brand or him can fit in with that company. So when he goes in for the interview, he can already be kind of ready for that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think it's a lot of like, you know, stuff like that people miss. That's just those little things, man. They're not little, but they're like, I don't want to do it, you know.
That's the music business, man.
But you know what it is? It's so true. And this is what I look at with myself. Like the things that I usually want to avoid are the actual money making things.
Yeah,
you know? Those are the actual money makers. So I'm like, I'm gonna go do those things, whether I figure out a creative way or not. I'm just gonna become, and I've become much more like business oriented and business minded because of those things. Because I'm on my own. Yeah. My label's called Just Us Movement because it's about ain't nobody helping me. Yeah. I got to do it myself. And anybody that's with me, this is just us. There's no big guys up above us with money, just us. And so I think that's really dope, man. So what can we? When do we expect the record coming out? And what? Tell us a little more about the record before we get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be dropping the record sometime next month, early, maybe middle of next month.
May.
Yeah. I mean, the project. We got a couple of different subjects on the project. I have one song that I'm really excited about. I'm really excited to see how the music scene reacts to it and stuff like that. I love creativity. I love I always say, if there's one thing I like more than lyricism, it's creativity.
Yeah.
And yeah, I try to always sprinkle that into my projects, and I feel this one song in particular is, probably one of my best songs yet.
Oh, can't wait to hear. We gonna get some videos and stuff?
Yeah. The first video is for my single Almost There. We filmed it completely in Europe.
Nice.
When I performed at the Hip Hop Kent Festival last year, we filmed most of the video there, and then throughout the rest of the tour. And then, got a couple more videos after that.
Dope, man. Dope. Well, before we go, man, what is there some we've kind of touched on a lot of it already. I mean, I feel you have such a wealth of this business mind, but what are some of mind states that how do you view when you think about success, or you think about is there certain mind states or certain things places you put your mind on purpose that kind of create what you're creating for yourself?
I just study people, man. I study the people that came before you, study the people that are doing it now, study the people that are successful at doing it. I even study the people that are not successful at doing it and what they did wrong, and make sure to stray away from that. I love watching people on YouTube, motivational speakers, business people more so than ever, just because they'll give you those ideas to apply to the business that no one else is doing. Just being different. I mean, I love interviews also. You always hear me quoting artist interviews because I always go back and watch them and what they were doing that I should be doing and stuff like that. I'm a real good note taker, man. So if I'm not applying, if I'm not writing, doing business or anything like that, I'm studying, constantly studying the game, studying the people doing it, the labels, everybody, because I have to do everything myself. So I'm studying these managers, I'm studying these booking agents, studying these publicists, trying to get all the knowledge I can and applying it to myself.
That's what's up, man. So do you have any set schedule? Do you have a regiment? I wake up, I do this, then I do this, then I do this. How are you at scheduling? Because creatives can be bad at that too.
Yeah. I mean, I try, being that my schedule varies. My schedule is always changing. What days I have to work, what days I have to do this and that. So I try to, but it like you said, it gets tough. But I definitely try to separate. If I'm working on the business stuff, I won't do no creative stuff.
Right.
I'll save that for the next day, and then the next day would be completely opposite of that.
Right. So you definitely have sort of a schedule or anything. Well, cool, man. I'm really glad we finally got to do this, bro. I'm excited about your new album. Tell them what it's called again, and then tell them where they can find you if they want to reach you.
Cool, man. The
Freeway.
Freeway.
Give me your phone number.
Yeah. The Freeway Series 2, Cruise Control, produced by Feel the Pain. Check it out, 60east.net. Hit me up anywhere music is sold, anywhere you can listen to music. Instagram at 60east, everything at 60east 909. Hit me, man. Shit, 909-319-5706. That's the number.
Damn, that
send me a text, man. Say you heard me on Cookbook Show, and we'll go from there.
That's what's up. Now, before we end, really though.
Really though, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming through, man.
Hey.
I appreciate it, man. Well, actually, I came through.
Yeah, thank you.
Bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one who drove a whole freaking hour to be here. 60 East.
Hey.
I'm just playing, man. All right, y'all. We out of here, man. This has been another episode of Really Though. Please go check out my man 60 East, 60east.net. He told you all the places to find him. If you want to holler at me, it's at Cookbook the PR. You guys know I always do coaching and consulting, and the first session is free. Hit me up, cookbookings@gmail.com. And I work with some of you creatives that need to get your schedule together and start setting some goals, you fools. I was playing.
Peace.
We out of here. Peace.
Really though.
Really though.
Home is where the heart is. It made me an artist, and I start to miss it every time my flight's departing. Thinking back, dog, this where it all started, in the heart of the IE, home of the hardest. See, I love being on stage and meeting the fans, but sometimes I just want to be home with my fam. Be a father to my daughter and a brother to my brothers. Be a man to my girl and a son to my mother. Be a friend to my friends and an uncle to my nephews. But sometimes the world and your dreams don't let you. Sacrificed a lot and I lost even more. Text message breakups, the casualties of tour. This shit ain't easy and I ain't Yeezy. Trying to eat on the road, gotta sell them CDs. Even though sometimes they drive me crazy, I'll always come back to the streets that raised me. Finally home, just got back from the road. Another tour done, letting the world know about the flow and the stories of the places where we from. I been a lot of places, but there's only one. We finally home, just got back from the road. Another tour's done, letting the world know about the flow and the stories of the places where we from. I been a lot of places, but there's only one I call home. Is the place where I rest my head, where the homies go when they come out of the pen. Sometimes I can't wait for the tour to end, but sometimes I can't wait for the tour to start. It gets hard at home and the road has my heart. It's my way to escape, my drug is my art. Can't explain the feeling when I'm landing in Ontario, staring at the city, looking down from the aerial, walking out the terminal and see my daughter waiting with my girl. That feeling right there is amazing. A California native, guess I can't live without it, but sometimes I just need to get about it. Every time that I'm gone, I think of my mom. Being away from my baby makes it hard to be calm, but even though sometimes they drive me crazy, I'll always come back to the streets that raised me. Finally home, just got back from the road. Another tour done, letting the world know about the flow and the stories of the places where we from. I've been a lot of places, but there's only one. We finally home, just got back from the road. Another tour's done, letting the world know about the flow and the stories of the places where we from. I've been a lot of places, but there's only one I call home. Like the place I rest my head at. Rappers like aisle 17, where's the bread at? I mean like aisle 17, getting head at. School functions where I freestyle. Reciprocating love, eviscerating funds at dinner mixtures with sluts. I've been a victim to some identity theft situations, perpetrating perpetual verses, saving the hits for later when I'm facing joints. Straight to the point, I'm like an arrow when I'm back at home. Trying to find the meaning of this life, I'm getting dome, numbing myself with drugs, plugging myself with buzz. I'm in a world of my own, soon to be on my throne, you know. I just get it like a good joke. She took a good toke, she don't even smoke, watching Planet Earth. I was the man at first, then I grew up and kept getting better, clever with the words, bitches, I'm Kevin Federer like.
Really though.